What's good, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are doing another battery powered speaker review. Today we're checking out the new Yorkville EXM Pro 12. Stay tuned. Alright, you guys know the deal. If you haven't seen my face before or been on this channel before, like and subscribe down below so you can see more videos like this, okay? Let's get into the review. Now introducing to you the new Yorkville EXM Pro 12. Now this is a battery powered speaker with the most powerful battery out in the market today. It has a 48-volt battery which is designed for endurance and high output. So technically, you can push the speaker to its limits for as loud as it can possibly go, for as long as it possibly can go, until it loses juice. So Yorkville boasts it can last up to 12 hours on a single charge and delivers 1800 watts of peak power and 800 watts of program power. It also has a 12-inch woofer with a 6.5-inch to 1-inch coaxial high-frequency driver. Just like with all new speakers, this also has Bluetooth, and you can pair two of these systems together in tandem so you can have a left and a right for the perfect Bluetooth stereo sound. It also has a 3-channel mixer on the back. That's great because you don't have to use an external mixer with this. Yorkville also added a new feature, a USB charging port on the back so you can charge all your mobile devices. They actually listen to all your suggestions and comments. Great job, Yorkville. Now, in addition to being battery powered, this speaker is also a 3-way system, which means better overall sound quality. It separates audio signals into 3 distinct frequency bands, lows, mids, and highs, and uses dedicated drivers for each band independently, resulting in a more detailed and more accurate sound compared to the 2-way speaker that only has 2 drivers for low and high frequencies. Now, the overall construction on this speaker is sleek and modern. Now, if you ask me, the speaker looks identical to the Yorkville Elite EF12P. Now, other than the back, it looks identical. And we'll get into that a little bit later. Moving on, it has the front metal grille that Yorkville is known for. It has 3 metal handles, one on the top and one on each side. And of course, at the bottom, it has a hole so you can mount your speaker stand too. Now moving on to the actual enclosure or the box of this system, it's made out of birch plywood. Now wood, okay? You know what they say about wood. Better sound quality than plastic, obviously, especially in the lower frequencies. As for the weight, this weighs 66.8 pounds. That's just a little bit over 30 kilograms. It is very beefy and a little heavier than the average 12-incher. Now the SPL on this baby is 125 decibels continuous on paper. I beg to differ, but my thoughts on this a little bit later on in the video, so look out for that. Right now we're gonna check out the back and see all the functions and features on this. Let's check it out. Okay guys, so this is the back of the EXM Pro 12. As you can see, 3 channels here. The levels are at the top, knobs, the clip LEDs are here at the top. There's a small EQ section with bass and treble on each channel. That's nice. Reverb section for the first and second channel. There's a notch here, so when you're using an instrument and it feedbacks, you can dial it back and it'll take away the feedback, literally. Number 3 is the dedicated music playback for Bluetooth as well. You can use and control everything with this channel with Bluetooth. The master is the master volume for everything. The sleep mode, when you're not using the system, you can actually save the battery and energy when it's not being used. Bars of energy here, so you know how much energy you have left in the battery. Power button. Down here you have the inputs, so all of them, 1, 2, and 3 are XLR, a 1/4-inch connections. Of course, you have your main outs here for a sub or another speaker and your main input. Of course, you have your USB charging port here. Really nice to have there. And at the bottom, you have your plug for your IEC cable to charge or play. Now, I also took the speaker out. Actually, I have a pair of these, so I have two of them. I took them out to an event just to see how they do out in public in a real live scenario, and check the battery life and how they'd perform. And I'll give you my thoughts on them. Let's check it out. What's good, guys? Here checking out the new speakers, the new EXM Pro 12s. And this is the room. This is a charity event. It's a decent sized room, decent sized dance floor. I'm gonna check out the battery life, the throw on these, if you can handle this room, and just my thoughts, overall thoughts on these speakers. I heard a lot of good things, and I'm expecting a lot of good things. Let's go. Okay, so party done, the lights are on. Let's check each speaker. This is the right side. Still has 2 notches, not bad. This side still has 1 notch on it. I pretty much went 8 hours. Started at 5 and finished at 1. So still has juice, not bad. Let's get back into the review and I'll share my thoughts. So, what do you guys think about the speaker? Sounded good, right? Especially for me being in the same room, testing them out, hearing them from afar, hearing them in high volumes and low volumes. I can attest to the clarity of the speaker. You can hear all the little nuances of like the highs and the mids, all the instruments in every song. Amazing. The clarity, the bass response is amazing in this. 125 watts, I think it's continuous, right? So I'm sure it's higher. The max is probably 131, 132 peak. The battery on these pretty much lasted the whole 8-hour event. But keep this in mind. I pretty much went to Law & McQuaid and picked them up and went straight to my gig. So I didn't fully charge them. They were opened already when I actually rented them from Law & McQuaid. I was the first person to rent these out, but I'm sure they've been demoing them and letting other people hear them already because they were both out of the box. But they lasted pretty much the whole event. I'm sure if I had a chance to fully charge these at home or before the event, they would have still had like 3 or even maybe 4 bars on them, I swear. So the 12 hours on this, I'm sure I can attest to it, and this will last a lot longer, and even longer if you have them at lower volumes. All right, so amazing. Now for that room that I was DJing at my event, these did the job and then some. I went to the back of the room because the back of the room is pretty much where the entrance is. That's where the washrooms are, so I had to go back and forth, of course, to go to the washroom once in a while. So I was listening to them. Man, they really filled up the room, and you can feel the bass too, and the clarity as well. So this is an amazing speaker. Quality-wise, unmatched. Honestly, the best 12-inch speaker I have ever tried in my life. Best quality, best sound, musicality you can't beat. The bass response is awesome, and they're battery powered. Wow, amazing, right? Can't get any better than that. Okay, so now let's talk about pricing. At the time of shooting this video, this is a brand new speaker and it costs $2,149 Canadian, which is approximately $1,485.71 US. Now that is a pretty hefty price tag for a 12-inch speaker, especially compared to a lot of other 12-inch speakers out on the market. But it's one of those speakers where you buy once, cry once. This is a future-proof type of speaker. It'll last you for the next 5-10 years at the very least. In that way, it's worth it, honestly. Now, a few cons that I have, the first one being, this is darn heavy. You know, to get this on top of a speaker pole, it's a mission. And I'm a pretty strong guy. You need those hydraulic speaker poles that go up and help you, assist you, right? Up and down. Because, oh man, it's tough. Because of the birch plywood, obviously, right? But the takeaway, it sounds amazing, right? So I can't complain about that. The next one is that these notches, it's nice that they have notches now. But the thing is, the notch is black, so you can't really see them in the dark. I would have liked it to be white, the notches, so you could see where you're at on the levels and stuff. In the dark, they're non-existent. To be honest, you can't see them at all. Obviously, I've talked about this in other previous videos in the EXM line. The battery is not user replaceable. Now, for everybody in Canada, it's not a problem because you'll just take it into any Long & McQuaid and they'll replace it for you, no questions asked. But you guys, wherever you guys are around the world, yeah, good luck, right? So Yorkville, please, if you can make the battery user replaceable, that would be awesome for everybody else around the world. Okay, so my last and final thoughts about this speaker. It's incredible. As I said before, buy once, cry once. This is one of those speakers that you'll keep for the next 10, even 15 years, right? That you won't have to replace. Now, obviously, every top should be paired with a bottom. You can have it with a sub. It would be ideal, but it's not needed for up to 130, 150 even. Maybe pair it with an EXM sub. EXM Pro sub would maybe be ideal with this, especially if you're doing it remotely in an area, right? You have legit parties with this, like legit sound. Now, the one thing that I noticed, the body is definitely identical to the Elite EF12P. I don't know if Yorkville did this on purpose, but it's pretty much the Yorkville Elite EF12P with a battery in it. And of course, there's differences in the stats and, you know, the back is different, but the body looks identical, to be honest. But this is a three-way, so it's even better than the EF12P, which is only a two-way. It's around the same price point. I think this is like $100 more bang for your buck. This is pretty much an upgrade. So Yorkville is pretty much targeting more high-end users with this. Kudos to Yorkville. So you gotta listen to this for yourselves. Don't take my word for it. Awesome speaker, totally recommend it, love it. Yeah, that's pretty much my review. Hope you guys liked it. Make sure to like and subscribe down below if you like this review. If you guys want to see more, you'll see more. All right, guys. See you guys in the next one. This is DJ9 signing off. Peace.